What's going on, YouTube? Just making a little tutorial video on how to make a background. This background is for my Bredli pythons. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think that's how the Aussies pronounce it, the Australians. Bredli, not Bredli or Bredli, but Bredli. Who knows? Well, I guess the Aussies do. Now, you might have seen my video previous on this background. If you haven't seen it already, go ahead and check it out. I'm just using, as you can see, it's just spray foam right here. It creates this really cool, I guess you can somewhat call it natural background. Now, it's supposed to mimic sedimentary rock, but it's not really complete all the way through this horizontal aspect of it, but it gets the job done. It's really, I'm doing it more for a show aesthetic than anything, and I just want the Bredlis to be in a really naturalistic enclosure. Will they enjoy it? Who knows? But I'll enjoy looking at it, and as long as the parameters are nice for the snakes. What I'm doing after setting the cork and it's supposed to mimic kind of like a gnarled root of a tree, the cork that is. So as I apply silicone, I just throw sand over it, and I'll do this in multiple coats, and I've done this already with the previous enclosure for the Bredlis. Now, of course, that's the centralian python or the central carpet python. But yeah, let me just show you a little bit of how I apply this stuff. I was applying it with my hands with a glove, but it just started becoming a bit of a chore. So I'll just paint it on really thin like that, and I've been using the brush, and it's been working really well. And if it gets on the glass, don't worry about it. You can just go ahead and scrape it off later. But what I'm doing right now, almost like a sponge painting technique for the foam, just to get into all the nooks and crannies. Getting underneath these flat styrofoam pieces is going to be a little bit difficult, but you know, we'll do this in multiple coats in order to get full coverage. As you can see, I'm already hitting up some of the stuff that's already been siliconed, but I love this stuff. I mean, how could you not? It's going to be really lightweight. That's the plus to using grout or mortar. At work, the reptile department does a metal laving, but it does have to be a bit more, and that's just kind of like a metal mesh that they use for all the enclosures, and then you fix it with oh, I'm not getting a good shot there. Then you fix it with like grout, cement, and then, you know, with some fiberglass pieces cut into it for some structural stability. And then they just do a staining of the concrete. I'm doing the easier, cheaper route. They do have to make it a little bit more sturdy, and it does look really nice. Some of the techniques that you can use to make things look realistic, like realistic rock work. I've heard of people using aluminum foil in order to get the kind of the veiny cracks in the rock, but I'm not going for, you know, 100% realism. I'll post a link to a video below that really inspired me. This is going to be an issue here with this flimsy. Really inspired me. It's a German person that's been making these really cool terrariums. Now, if you want to look up some really cool German terrariums, type in Terrarien, and you will see some really cool enclosures. You know, the Germans and just the people in Europe in general are just setting, I feel like they're setting the bar when it comes to really cool naturalistic enclosures. You know, so I am emulating them, and I think my enclosure will look a lot nicer as you know, as I continue to do so. It will be what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. You know, not trying to put a drag on U.S. keepers or anything like that, but I think they're just kind of the common reptile keeper over there is just leaps and bounds when it comes to naturalistic exhibits, and I could say care as well. You know, they've got these huge enclosures for their beardies and their leopard geckos and a lot of other exotic animals too. It's not, and that's what kind of shows you that these guys do care about their animals, regardless of, you know, what species, how rare it is. As you can see, let me fix the camera a little bit. Now I'm just piling on this Reptile sand into all the wet silicone spots. And if you've ever, as a kid, played with glitter and glue, you will already get the concept. And I just let that sit there for a while and allow the silicone to attach to whatever pieces it will, and we'll move on. So I'm going to rotate this camera. I'm using my ghetto stand again. My let's see if we can make this work. Pardon the noise. Crap. Guys, this is what we are getting because I am no good at editing. So, unfortunately, this is what angle we're getting. Basically, you get the picture. I'm just going to continue with some of the spots that have been missed. You know what? Matter of fact, after all that, let's just kind of go back to that original. Hey, look at that cat tree. We're going to go back to the original shot, and I'm going to continue on some of this flat styrofoam work there. And of course, being on a horizontal surface, it's not really attaching. So, just have to make sure I throw the sand at it. Now, as you do this, your brush will become gross with sand. You just gotta wipe it off periodically. But okay, there's going to be a bit of an earthquake as I shake this. But as I tilt the aquarium, the enclosure, you'll see that the excess sand has fallen off, and you just kind of keep applying until you've got enough layers where you're sure it will stay. As you can see, I'm just touching up some of these areas right here where the sand didn't stick, and it should be okay. Now, if the silicone is still, that's why it's good to jump around from part to part. You'll see parts of my enclosure done and parts not, and that's to give the silicone time to dry as you work. And that way you can apply a second coat without taking off what you've already put in. Don't be worried about getting it on the wood. Um, the effect of the cork is meant to look like roots growing through the sedimentary rock, the red rock that you'll see in the canyonlands in Australia. Now, I've not been, but I've seen plenty of pictures where these the Bredlis are from, and you know, we just got to picture the outskirts of Alice Springs in central Australia, and you pretty much got a good picture of what you're working towards. Now, I also have some eucalyptus clippings that I'll be stabbing into the foam just to give it a bit of green, kind of give it an effect um, of eucalyptus boughs falling, draping over the rock. Now, the Bredli are baskers, so they will climb and utilize branch space. I am a bit upset that I failed to incorporate any sort of branch work into the background, but I've got cork as hides that I'll be putting down here, and I'll possibly be adding some branches so that they can perch and bask. But this is already a long video. But thanks for watching. I hope this has inspired those of you who are watching this video, as the video with the link below has inspired me. You know, at the end of the day, we keep these animals in a box. There's nothing natural about it. So it's good, I feel, to kind of give them a little slice of home, and not only, you know, keep them in a really nice setup, but also give them out of setup time to roam, time to stretch out, supervised, of course, and you know, make sure your other pets don't get at them like cats and dogs. But yeah, just keep growing as reptile keepers, I guess, is my message. And I'm nowhere near as experienced as a lot of people out there, as most people out there, but I'm continuing to strive for the betterment of the hobby and the betterment of my personal animals. And I think everybody should continue to do the same. We shouldn't become complacent with some of the setups that we have our animals in, and question things. Fortunately, we've got a lot of the information and background of a lot of animals and their husbandry already set in place, but people didn't have that back in the day, and they had to experiment. But it's our job to do our experimentation, and that doesn't mean freezing your animals at super extreme temperatures and things like that. Although keeping your animals too hot, I know, is a bad thing. It increases their metabolism. They don't live very long. You've got to kind of mimic a natural drop in temperatures. And if you think about it, a lot of these animals that live in really warm temperatures aren't out in those extreme temperatures. You can't just weather.com where they're living and expect to have your animal at that temperature. It's just not gonna end well for your animal. They don't live in those extreme temperatures. They're either hidden underground, in tree hollows. It keeps them cool when it's really hot, and keeps them warm when it's really cold, just being in an insulated space like that. So you got to think about stuff like that, guys. I know I'm getting a little off topic, but it's something that's kind of been bothering me lately, in terms of care sheets and things like that. If you continue to listen to the experts out there, the people in the field, and the people temp gunning these animals in the field, in the bush, now you start to see that they aren't at these extreme highs and lows. So I guess my point is, keep striving to make your animals happier, enrich their lives. Also, keep questioning things. there's reality TV out there that includes reptiles. I'm not going to name which TV series and which network, but you know, certain folks are out there trying to educate, but they're not really passing on the correct information, or they're glorifying things that aren't really that true. And you know this because the real experts, they're not wanting to be in front of these cameras. You know, the true, you know, I'm going off topic. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this topic, if you like these tangents, you like seeing my hands moving around in front of this background, let me know. If you think it's shitty, let me know. I'm just, you know, rambling and trying to speak my mind, but yeah, let me know what you think about these kinds of videos. It's a tutorial plus discussion about herping and reptile keeping. You know, I'm not just speaking at, you know, grabbing things out of thin air. You know, I've got some background in things in terms of, you know, vet medicine. Got a biology degree, and you know, I'm continuing to grow as a zookeeper. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, any ideas for more videos, let me know. I will show you the finished product when it's all done, of course, and the residents are all settled in. There's my cat. Thanks for watching. That's Abby Cat. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You know, comment, subscribe. If you don't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I'm always okay with accepting that criticism. There goes Abby. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Take care.